welcome to the September edition of Foresters Now. As you know, earlier this month, I indicated my intention to retire as CEO of Foresters effective June 2014. And I want to talk about that during this Foresters Now. And joining me is Dick Freeborough, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Foresters. Welcome, Dick.
Thanks very much, George. I'm very pleased to be here.
Good to have you here. Your first time on Foresters Now.
It is my first time.
Excellent. Now, by the time I retire next June, I will have been CEO for over 9 years. Of course, we've had a great run and done some great things in this organization over that period of time. And I feel that by June, we will have accomplished much of what I have set out to do as CEO. So I think the timing is right. Also, I wanted to give the board lots of time to conduct a proper search for the next CEO and make sure we have an orderly transition. So that's one of the reasons we're announcing that decision at this point in time. So Dick, the board has constituted a talent management committee, and you talked about that at Leadership Forum, or Leadership Link earlier this month. Perhaps you could share with the audience what that committee is up to.
Thanks, George. I'd like to do that. The Talent Management Committee was struck by the board earlier this year, appointing me as chairman of that committee. Also on the committee are Dave Saunders from the UK, John Scott from the US, and Bob Lamoureux from Canada, as well as Brian Isabel, our International Fraternal President. And so our mandate is to select the new CEO. How do we go about that? To date, we have spent a lot of time looking at internal candidates, doing an external market scan, all with the help of a search consultant who we engaged early on in the process. We're now moving into the phase of a full-scale search, including both internal and external potential candidates. How do we find the right candidate is the question on everybody's mind, and what a tough question that is. We all know what George has done in the years he's been CEO, where we were and where we are now, and how he's led us through that process to be a much better place than we were. It's going to be a difficult task, but we'll work hard and do the best we can.
Thank you for those nice words, Dick. Appreciate that. So after Leadership Link, you joined about 14 of the senior management team for lunch, and you participated in a conversation about various issues facing foresters. How did you like that experience?
Well, George, I really enjoyed that experience. It was I've been hearing about these lunches and the communications plan that you have and that you've initiated at Foresters, and it's just another example of the outstanding leadership that you've shown to initiate these kinds of programs which make the whole process of governance more transparent, which in my view makes it better. The lunch itself was really interesting. The topics covered were those that we often address at the board table as well. The quality of the discussion was very high. Interest by everybody around the table was very good, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Okay, well, we may have you back. All right, we're now joined by a panel of senior management from the organization, and we're going to have a little question and answer session. We're joined by Fatima Costa, Senior Human Resources Consultant, J.S. Ledoux, AVP of Product Development in the U.S. branch, and Russell Evans, Marketing Manager in our membership area. So welcome, three of you.
Thank you.
Dick and I are looking forward to answering your questions. And Fatima, I think you have the first one.
Yes. Dick, what qualities will the board's talent management committee be looking for in a new CEO?
Well, there's no short answer to that question, Fatima, and we struggled long and hard. One of the first things that we did was draft a position description, position profile for the position. Really hard job. We all know what kind of a job George has done in the past 9 years, and to try and reduce that to paper and say we want more of the same is a difficult task. You know, a few basics. Clearly somebody with insurance experience in the US-Canadian environment is important. It's hard to ignore leadership skills and team building skills and collaborative outlook on life. Those are all things that we really need to run this organization. But in my view, one of the key things that we want to look for is an individual who has a capacity for growth and an interest in being a lifelong learner.
Thank you.
Okay, JS, I think you're next.
Absolutely. George, how do you plan to sustain the momentum of activity and focus in the organization?
Well, that's a very good question. Obviously people know I'm leaving, and a lot of people are wondering that. I once heard a very good speaker say that when you are in charge, take charge. And it's clear from the board's perspective that I am in charge until a new CEO is selected, and I plan to remain in charge. You may have read in my announcement to staff that there are certain areas that I really want to focus on over the next period of time. Making sure we achieve our 2013 business plan targets. Making sure we continue to improve the profitability of our business and our products, which I know you full well are aware of. Yes. Making sure that we do what we need to do to get our expenses in line with our revenues. And making sure that we have a very sustainable marketing effort, that we can rely on sales coming in at a 5 to 10% increase every year across the organization. So I'm going to be very focused in those 4 areas. And of course, we're developing our 2014 business plans, which are critical to the organization as well. So there's lots to do, and I'm sure the organization will continue to move forward and focus on those areas.
Excellent answer. Thank you.
Russell.
So my question is for Dick as well. Dick, I understand that you sit on a total of 5 boards, not just Foresters. But of course, I'd like to know what makes Foresters so unique.
Thanks, Russell. I used to sit on 5 boards. One of them was finished earlier this year, so I now have 4, one of which is a volunteer board and 3 commercial boards. Foresters is unique to me personally for a wide variety of reasons. I chair the board here. It's the most significant company of which I am on the board. I just love coming to Foresters. The people here are so nice. I really enjoy the mission, the vision of the organization. It's been fascinating for me to be part of the growth over the past 8 years that I've been on the board. It's just a place that I enjoy being at, and I'll continue to give it my focus and my first attention. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Fatima, JS, and Russell, for those good questions. Dick, thank you very much for joining me today for Foresters Now. And it's been an interesting week, as you can imagine, but hopefully you're now aware of why I made the decision, how we're going to go about choosing a successor CEO, and most importantly, it's business as usual as far as I'm concerned. And with that, I will see you next month in the next edition of Foresters Now.